Hey, it's Edward. Today, I'm about to share something powerful. If you've ever wondered why some people seem to attract wealth effortlessly while others struggle their whole lives, you're not alone. It turns out, the difference often comes down to a few key mental habits. But here's the twist. These habits aren't what you'd expect. In fact, one of them is so counterintuitive that most people never even consider it. And that's exactly why it works. So stick with me, because once you understand these habits, you'll start seeing money and success in a completely new way. Ready? Let's dive in. Habit number 1. Millionaires think in terms of value, not time. Most people think about making money in terms of trading their time for cash. You know, working a 9 to 5, getting paid by the hour. But self-made millionaires? They've flipped that script entirely. They focus on creating value, whether it's through a business, a product, or even an investment. They understand that if you tie your income to your time, there's a limit to how much you can earn. Think about it. Time is finite. Value is scalable. That's why they constantly look for ways to multiply their impact without directly increasing the hours they work. Here's the secret. Instead of asking, "How can I make more money this month?" they ask, "How can I create something valuable that keeps paying me over time?" And once you start thinking this way, your entire perspective on wealth changes. But here's where it gets interesting. One simple mindset shift could completely transform how you approach money. And most people never even think about it. I'll tell you more in just a moment. But first, let's move to habit number 2. They embrace risk, calculated risk. When most people hear the word risk, they think danger, loss, or failure. But millionaires see it differently. They understand that calculated risks are necessary steps towards success. It's not about being reckless. It's about weighing the potential reward against the potential loss, and then having the courage to take action when the odds are in their favor. One prime example? Investing. While many avoid it out of fear, the wealthy see it as an opportunity to grow their money exponentially. Here's the kicker. They don't just gamble. They research, strategize, and diversify. It's a strategic game, not a reckless one. Now, you might be wondering, how do they stay calm when a risk doesn't pay off? The answer lies in habit number 3. They focus on long-term vision, not immediate results. Successful people know that true wealth doesn't come from quick wins. It's built over time, through consistent effort and smart decisions. Think of it this way. They plant seeds today that might not sprout for years. But they're patient because they understand the compounding effect of their actions. Instead of being discouraged by small setbacks, they focus on the big picture, the ultimate goal. Now here's a question for you. What if the mindset you're using right now is keeping you stuck? In a moment, I'll reveal a surprising habit that challenges everything you thought you knew about wealth. But first, let's get into habit number 4. And trust me, this one will catch you off guard. Habit number 4. They see failure as feedback, not a dead end. Here's the shocking truth. Most people fear failure so much that they never even start. But self-made millionaires? They welcome it. Why? Because they know that failure is just feedback, a signal that something needs to be adjusted, not abandoned. They don't take it personally. Instead, they analyze what went wrong, make improvements, and move forward. Think of Thomas Edison. He failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. When asked about his repeated failures, he famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." That mindset, seeing every setback as a learning experience, is what separates those who give up from those who keep pushing until they succeed. Now here's the twist. You might think that persistence is the key, but there's another habit that's just as crucial, and it's often overlooked. Habit number 5. They surround themselves with the right people. Here's something most people don't realize. Your environment directly shapes your mindset. Millionaires understand this and intentionally build a circle of like-minded, growth-oriented people. Think about it. If you're constantly surrounded by negative, small-minded thinkers, it's almost impossible to develop a wealth mindset. On the other hand, being around successful, driven individuals naturally inspires you to think bigger. They don't just network, they form genuine relationships with mentors, peers, and even competitors who challenge them to level up. But what if you don't have those kinds of people around you? Don't worry, there's a way to build this environment even if you're starting from scratch, and I'll explain that shortly. First, let's talk about habit number 6. They invest in themselves relentlessly. Whether it's books, courses, mentorships, or seminars, successful people view self-improvement as a non-negotiable investment. They know that the best way to increase their income is to increase their value. But here's where most people go wrong. They think self-education stops once they land a job or reach a certain level. Millionaires, however, never stop learning. They constantly seek out new skills and knowledge to stay ahead. One billionaire once said, "If you want to earn more, learn more." And it's true. Upgrading your skills directly impacts your ability to create value. Now, before we get to the final habit, let me ask you, have you ever felt stuck because you're waiting for the perfect moment to start? If so, habit number 7 will change everything. Habit number 7. They take action. Despite uncertainty. Here's the thing. Successful people don't wait for conditions to be perfect. They move forward even when they're unsure, because they know that progress is better than perfection. They take calculated steps, gather feedback, and adjust as they go. It's not about being reckless. It's about refusing to let fear paralyze them. Remember, most people get stuck overanalyzing, thinking, "What if it doesn't work?" While millionaires think, "What if it does?" Now, imagine adopting just one of these habits in your life. How would that change your financial future? The truth is, success is not reserved for the chosen few. It's the result of developing these mental habits and sticking to them consistently. Start with one habit. Implement it daily. And watch how your life begins to shift. If you found this video valuable, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more insights on building a wealthy mindset. And remember, success starts from within. See you in the next video.